Meanwhile, the US military reportedly cancelled its deployment of 2 warships to the Black Sea, Turkish officials said, less than 24 hours after Russia's Navy said it would hold live-fire exercises in the region. CNN also reported the news, citing an anonymous US Defense Department official. US President Joe Biden and German Chancellor Angela Merkel on April 14 called on Russia to withdraw troops from Ukraine's borders. In a phone call on April 13, Mr. Biden offered to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin for a summit to discuss disputes and told his counterpart to reduce tensions over Ukraine. The same day, NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg also called on Moscow to stop its pattern of aggressive provocations. US media reported that as early as April 15, Washington would impose additional sanctions on Russia and expel 10 diplomats for election interference and hacking the computer infrastructure of government agencies, institutions and more than 100 private companies. A US intelligence community assessment concluded with a high degree of confidence that President Vladimir Putin and the Russian government authorized and directed an effort to influence the election, Radio Free Europe Radio Liberty reported. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said in a conference call on April 15 that it is premature to speak of de-escalation of tensions with Ukraine after the US cancelled sending warships to the Black Sea. For the moment, the situation is quite tense, he said while adding that the impending sanctions wouldn't facilitate a summit meeting between Messrs. Biden and Putin. At the Vienna headquarters of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, the US mission said this week that Russia has not provided convincing information for its troop buildup. To our knowledge, Ukraine has taken no step that could be viewed as provoking such a response, the US mission to the OSCE said on April 14. We again call on Russia to explain the size, composition and purpose of this activity. A Ukrainian soldier originally from Siberia, identified as Yevgeny by the military serving near the front line in eastern Ukraine on April 12. And the Group of 7, G7, industrialized nations, of which the US is a part, stated that Russia's large-scale troop movements, without prior notification, represent threatening and destabilizing activities. Russia allegedly has avoided dialogue with Ukraine over the concentration of troops, Mr. Zelensky's spokeswoman said earlier in the week. The Kremlin, of course, has the request to talk to Vladimir Putin. We haven't received a response so far and very much hope that it's not a refusal of dialogue, Ilya Mendel, the president's spokesperson, told the Associated Press. The request was sent on March 26 when 4 Ukrainian soldiers were killed in a mortar attack in the east, she added. Back at the OSCE headquarters, Russia refused to send a delegation to attend a special meeting that Ukraine called on April 11 to defuse the tensions. In a tweet, the US mission to the OSCE said, "We regret that Russia did not avail itself of this opportunity to address concerns and reduce risks." France and Germany, both countries that have taken part to broker 2 peace agreements to mitigate the war in the Donbas, also expressed disappointment. Russia has been a member of the OSCE since 1973. Still, Ukrainian officials fear that Russia could renew a high-intensity war as the number of troops near Ukraine's border is the highest since 2014, when Moscow seized Crimea and subsequently invaded eastern Ukraine.